Good evening and welcome to the floor. A little bit more intimate today. I wanted to go through some core stuff today, and as I'm starting off with the knees and hips and as I'm working my way up through the body, I'm dealing with the basics. And then once we've gone through all of the 8 movement patterns, I'll then go through another 8 and so on and so forth. One of the most boring exercises on the planet that everyone or a lot of people seem to have a fascination with is the plank and how long they can hold it for. One, it's boring, it's dull, it does do work, but most people do it incorrectly. And I'm going to talk you through the plank today and hopefully teach you a few little nuances, a few little changes to your technique to modify to actually make it beneficial. And I'll explain by demonstration. Please allow me to demonstrate to you what I see every time I see a plank. I see this. I see this sagging, pathetic slouch of just like, oh, I'm holding it, it's 5 minutes. I must put this on Instagram, I can hold a plank for 5 minutes. I'm like, dude, you're not doing anything. You're literally just, you're just sitting on your lever arms. You're barely doing anything. So rather than, let's just remove the ego for a second. And let's not think about time. Let's think about the quality of the movement. Remember, if you will, for those of you out there that have gone through the video series on Instagram or wherever. 3 points of contact. You want to try and keep your spine as straight as you can. You want to keep your butt, your shoulders, and your head in as neutral alignment as possible. If I'm in a neutral position, my head, my shoulders, and my butt should touch the pipe, yeah? So basically, if I was to get into a plank position, or let's start with a push-up position, because I can position myself better and keep the PVC pipe in place. So notice how I should hopefully roughly have it on my head, on my head, my shoulders, and my butt, all right? Because my head is in neutral. But if I was to slouch, see kind of where we're going wrong here? I've got this big arch in my back, I've got this big sag in my shoulders, and my head's dropping down. And normally, people are looking at the watch, so their head's rotated to one side as they're doing it. So as I get down into the plank position, I should be able to hold a neutral position with my butt in neutral, my abdominals in neutral. You can tell by the strain in my voice. I'm actually having to work to try and stay in this strong position. So this is what most people look like. Their back sag down, their shoulders sag down, their head sags down. They're looking at their watch, or they're looking at other people to check on their 8-minute record. If you notice, let's start from the base upwards. If I tuck my tummy under, I'm bracing my abdominals. Basically, my abdominals connect from my sternum to my pelvis, to my pubic bone. And when I contract, see how my back kind of just folds a little bit flatter? So when I brace my abdominals, I tuck my tail underneath, and my back becomes a little bit straight, and I can squeeze my butt. When my butt's up like this, my leg is in what we call flexion, so I can't really squeeze the butt. But if I drive my butt back into extension, I can squeeze my glutes. So the key thing is, if you can't squeeze your butt, you're not in extension in the hips. You're doing this. This. Your belly's too low. I can't squeeze my butt because I'm not in extension. This is extension of the spine. So the first thing we're going to do, drive your hips forwards, squeeze the butt. By doing so, you can brace the abdominals more. So squeeze the butt, brace the abdominals. And now what I want you to do is push away from the ground with your shoulders. And it looks like this. From here, I'm going to push away from the floor. And I'm going to squeeze my butt. And I'm going to brace my abdominals. Now look at my face. Not look at my face. Look at my head as I tuck my chin in. And I push the back of my head up as hard as I can. All right? So that's the plank. It's a bit basic. So what we want to try and do is squeeze a few extra things. I can squeeze my hands, I can squeeze my arms, I can probably squeeze my legs, I can squeeze my butt, squeeze my abdominals. I can kind of squeeze everything. Everything. So just squeeze the whole body instead of just sitting there for 55 minutes in your hour workout and then posting it on Instagram. Let's just do like maybe 15 seconds, but make the 15 seconds count, okay? This is what the 15 seconds should look like, and I'm going to talk through it. Listen to the stress of my body, not the stress from the stress of this exercise, how crazy and insane it makes me feel when I see people doing this. From here, It looks like this. I squeeze my butt, I squeeze my hands, I squeeze my legs, I squeeze, brace. I'm tight with my abdominals, I'm pressing through my arms. Listen, I can sit here, I can do a casual Kenny, does nothing to me. Or I can go like this, squeeze and hold, and squeeze and hold. What do you think is working harder for 15 seconds when I squeeze and I hold and I squeeze and I hold versus this? Hey everyone, look, I just done 4 minutes of a plank. Hey everyone, look at me. Okay, squeeze and hold, yeah? Make it more intense, drop the time down, and stop posting your planks on Instagram. It's just a personal pet peeve. So, while we're doing the plank, we can also do the side plank. One of the key points is for the side plank, you have to keep your elbow underneath your armpit. But what you also need to do is pack this shoulder complex down. So I'm going to pull this shoulder underneath me and I'm going to sit on top of my shoulder. So by packing that shoulder down, when I lift up, I keep my head in neutral, my body in neutral, everything's straight, okay? I don't mind if the hips come up a little bit because that's going to squeeze these abdominals, but we don't want to be here or looking down at the watch. But if this elbow tracks up here, there's a lot of stress in the shoulder joint to hold you in position because your lever arms, the bridge of the plank has got longer, and now this is going to be the compromising area, is your shoulder stability. And even if you have good strong shoulders, the very fact that this is being pulled up because it's not stitched into the rib cage, into the back, you may find that this is going to aggravate the shoulders. And also sometimes, depending on the flooring you're on, you may find that you're starting to slide and now you're getting longer and longer, and now you're going to really start to aggravate that shoulder. So one thing I don't have the best of shoulders in the world. So I always have to make sure that I really pack this shoulder down, puff my chest up, and keep here. Now while I'm in neutral, I don't mind looking down at the watch now and again, but keep your head straight. Keep your head, because you're building stress through your body. So keep your body as straight as you can. Quick check of the time. Fine. If I'm doing a plank like this, what's happening to my neck? I'm building stress through my torso with a rotated cervical spine. So just get your head straight, check the phone now and again, check the watch now and again, and then get back to neutral, okay? If you find that when you do this exercise, it's a bit too stressful, bend your knees into half, and now the lever arms have reduced. This should be substantially easier. If this is easy, but this is hard, we can kind of do a crossbreed between the two. One foot is straight, one knee is bent. We're going to come up through here. And progressively, you can start to drop this leg down until you can push up nice and straight. Once you can get to about 30 seconds, start to make it harder. I don't like doing the plank for 2 minutes. It's boring. It's like, do more things. If you can do a plank for 1 minute, make the plank harder, okay? I'm going to leave it with that because I'm going to try and keep these videos a little bit more succinct. Brace, squeeze your butt, brace your abdominals, push your shoulders away, keep your chin tucked in, and try not to move your head around and posting 15-minute planks on Instagram. I'm now going to be doing a workout which is going to incorporate the planks anyway, so please join me for that. And remember, this is a real-time workout, so do it and do it with me. All right, thank you very much. That is the plank.